What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tirado. Welcome back to the Next Level Fear Show, everybody. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Those are the new followers that just came through. I appreciate you guys, man. I want to get right into it. I don't even want to play around, man. I just want to. I want to get right into what I have to say. There's a couple of things first. I was having a discussion with a couple of my friends, and I'm always reaching out for advice on where I should take the channel and how I should go about trying to make things different. Like, what about my channel is going to attract other followers? Again, I've only been at this for just a few months, and I don't have an Instagram. I don't really have social media. As you can see on my Instagram, it's my Instagram is nothing. All right. I think I have more followers on YouTube than I actually do on Instagram right now. And that's due to a lot of things. Like, I had an Instagram prior to this account, and I wound up deleting it when COVID happened, and I just had enough. I was just like, you know what? I need to focus on what I was doing and really trying to zero in on losing weight and trying to get my mind and my body right, because things was just a mess during that time. 2020 and 2021 was just an absolute mess. I'm sure you guys would all agree. And so getting rid of all my social media and just starting from damn near zero. I had to start from zero to get my shit right. And I came a long way. I wish I can put up pictures that showed me in my worst. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I was 200 pounds. And for those of you who are like, yo, 200 pounds is not big, but for my height, I'm 5'7", I'm short. I was holding a lot of weight. I just carried it well. You know what I mean? So when I decided to make the YouTube channel, I decided to make it because of everything that I was seeing on the news, everything that I was seeing on social media with regards to men, how men were being treated, them being disenfranchised, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I see so many YouTube channels out here, and I see a lot of guys talking about the issues, and they're doing a great job. But what I don't see the solution. Well, I'm not going to say that I don't see the solutions, but it's like, I don't see how people are providing the constructive, physical freaking I don't see how they're providing that mentorship, that one-on-one mentorship. And if they are providing that, they're going through the Patreon and having people sign up to do one-on-ones. And a lot of people can't really afford it. There's a lot of individuals, that are either jobless, maybe in between jobs, got a lot of bills to pay, child support, all of that craziness. And they can't afford to just take on this, another freaking subscription just to be able to talk to somebody who's been there, who can provide constructive criticism. And so when I decided to make this platform, this space here, I wanted not only to create it for men, but also obviously for women to come in and say, listen, I don't agree with you, or I disagree with you, and here's the reasons why. I don't want it to be a space where it's just strictly for men, and then all of a sudden, women come in and we're just going at it. That's not where I want it to be. You have a right to comment. You have a right to express your opinions. I could care less. Any females that are coming in here, talking shit, talking about how I'm shaming, or I'm body shaming, or any of these trigger words that you would hear every single day. Toxic. Like, I've heard that word so damn much. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people saying toxic. Whenever I see a man say toxic, he's a beta. He's a straight beta, man, for real. Whenever I hear a man say, so what's the vibes? To me, that shit just sounds like mad feminine. I hate that. That's just a personal thing. So what's the vibes, man? I don't know. That's just a pet peeve of mine. I'm old school, man. I'm old school with it. But Where do I want this to go? I honestly want this to be a real channel where it is a mentorship type channel where we could all learn from each other. I'm gearing this channel more towards men, to help men out there, because I'm really, really concerned, man. The post that I posted a couple of days ago, it caused a little ripple. All right. 1,000 views is nothing. All right. Less than 100 comments is nothing when half of them shits is mine. So it caused a little bit of a ripple within the YouTube stratosphere. And you had some people disagreeing, some people agreeing or whatever. And that's fine, man. That's what this is for. But when I post videos like that, it's not to shame the brother. It's not to shame him. Yeah, it's fun. It's jokes and all that stuff. And what women have to understand, this is how men act towards each other. We're not like you. We're not like you, and we will never be like you. When we speak to each other, it's always on some diss type shit, but it's out of love. And if you guys can't understand that, then there are other platforms where you can go to and express it. But if you want to express your opinion as to how I'm referring to another man, that's what men do. Okay? And if I'm calling somebody a beta, it's because that's how they're acting. They're acting real feminine, real emotional. And this channel is the total opposite of being emotional. We can't be emotional creatures. We can't act off of emotions anymore. Emotions are what's getting us in trouble. Emotions are what's landing us with children that we shouldn't be having, with women that we shouldn't be dating. It's a disaster. And the reason why I could come at you on some real shit is because I've been there before. Okay? That's the other thing. You have YouTubers out here that don't have the experience, never experienced what it's like being in a divorce, never experienced what it's like paying child support, never experienced real life. Okay? So I can do that for you guys. What really caught me also, before I dive a little bit deeper, what grabbed my attention is when one of the dudes in the comments said, I'm 28 years old and, I find myself falling into this trap or whatever. And it kind of like, I don't know if that individual was a bot or he was just fucking with me. But when I saw it, I was like, damn, 28 years old. He's still experiencing this. He's having a hard time. He doesn't have a mentor. Immediately, I was like, yo, DM me. Just DM me. I'm not asking you to go and follow my Instagram. Just DM me, man. Maybe we could talk. We could shoot the shit. Maybe I could have you on a live call here so that way we can work out what the problems are. Maybe if you want to do it private at first, we could do it private at first, but then ultimately do it live so that way people can see and hear what it is that you're going through, because you're not the only one going through this shit. There's tons and tons of young men that are going through it right now, that don't have either a father, either a man in their life that actually been through the shit that you might be going through right now. So in terms of relationships, man, I've been divorced twice to the same woman. Go figure that. Divorced twice to the same woman, okay? I was myself. My father was never in my life. My mother didn't raise me. I was raised by my grandmother. Grew up in the hood. I had to go to school, work my way, and honestly, I think I got lucky and landed a city job. I wound up taking that job when I was 21 years old. I did my 20 years. I worked my ass off throughout the 20 years, which I advocate men to do. Like, I'm all for in your 20s and 30s busting your ass. And that's what I did, man. I busted my ass working 16-hour days towards the end of my career, like the last 5 years of my career in the New York City Police Department. I was assigned to the Detective Bureau as a supervisor, investigating homicides, shootings, robberies, the whole nine. There were times where I never came home. Never came home 2-3 days. Going home, take a shower, go back to work. Especially on the cases that were political cases too. I mean, the bottom line is this: I could offer insight, real insight. Legal issues, I could offer real legal issues, man, to you guys. Give you sound advice. You guys want a mentor, then this is the platform. And it's not just me providing the mentorship. I want everybody to kind of be included in this. Everybody to be able to show support, because I've learned from dudes half my age. I'm learning from dudes half my age right now. And so I'm a big advocate for never stop learning. We could all help each other. Let's grow the channel. Let's grow the channel on some real shit, on some real, authentic, good, solid information. But we can roast people at the same time because it's all fun. We don't have to make it all serious all the time. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm trying to help you. And in the process of helping you, you might get this smoke. Okay? So that's all I have to say about that. I love reading the comments. I find everything hilarious, to be honest with you. I laugh about everything. So when you see me post the crying faces, that should be having me laughing for real. Especially when women get in their feelings and they come after me, that should be having me tight. Yo, that shit, I'm telling you right now, it is hilarious. So I love it. I love the engagement. I love the smoke. I can handle it. Say whatever you want to say. Okay? But ultimately, man, I'm trying to make it fun. I'm trying to make it educational. I have a lot to say, man. I have so much to say about everything. Politics, everything you could possibly imagine. Okay? I'm not even going to mention, the sickness that we were going through 2 years ago, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I got a lot to say about that too. But the channel is just growing. All right? I don't want to demonetize myself, get in trouble already when I don't even have 1,000 followers yet. So the goal is obviously to reach over 1,000 followers, get to 400 hours of viewership, start making a little bit of change so that way I can support the channel, get the equipment that I need. But to maintain all this equipment that I have here, the sliders, the 3 cameras and all that stuff, to maintain it costs money, right? So that's the goal, to get to 1,000 followers and obviously, fulfill the requirements, keep the channel growing, and make this shit a dope ass channel. Dope. On some dope shit. You guys feel me? All right. So let me move on because, again, I got so much in my head that I want to talk about. I am heavily into fitness. I used to train back in the day in my 20s and 30s, but I wound up tearing my pec and I stopped for about 12 years. I let myself go. A lot of shit happened to me, divorce, torn pec, child support, all this crazy stuff. And I had to get myself out of the rut, man, for me to see through all the bullshit, man. And without getting into all of that stuff, I wanted to talk to you guys about what we see on social media. All right. Take a look at all these dudes that are dying, catching heart attacks. You guys know who they are. Anybody here that's into fitness knows who I'm talking about. All these dudes are dying because they're on steroids. These dudes are on gear heavy. Okay. Here's my question to you. Let me pose this concept or this theory. Take a look at prisoners. Inmates who are doing more than 5 years and they're upstate. Take a look at their lifestyle. And not every prisoner is like this. I'm only talking about the prisoners who are training, the prisoners who actively train every single day and decided to take it seriously. The guys that are doing 10 years, 15 years in prison, when you look at them, these guys look like professional bodybuilders. When you look at some of these individuals in prison, these guys are jacked. 240 pounds, 15% body fat, 10% body fat. These guys they look insane. Some prisons don't even have weights. And you got to ask yourself, how is it that these men are so big? How are they jacked to the point where you're like, how? Like, how? The food is not the same. They got the worst food ever in comparison to the type of food we eat, right? They don't have the amount of protein that we can have on a daily basis. They're not eating that quality of meat. They're not having T-bone steaks and porterhouses. They're not having grilled lean chicken sauteed with freaking olive oil. That's not happening to the average prisoner, especially the average prisoner who's training, right? Who's weightlifting or doing calisthenics. chin-ups on the bar, all that good stuff, push-ups. How is it that these guys can do 5 years, 10 years and come out jacked to the gills? How? Stress the hell out. Don't have the same or proper nutrition that these fitness influencers will tell you that you actually need. Okay? 1 gram of protein per body pound. Keep your proteins high, your carbs low, your fats moderate. These dudes don't have that. Prisons, these guys are getting top ramen. These guys are getting some chicken, processed. Everything is processed foods. There is one thing. There's actually 3 things that a prisoner does that we don't do. Because we can't we can't really look at their food and say, oh, their food is amazing. This is why these guys are getting big. Food is not it. Talk about stress. Stress, they have high levels of stress on a daily basis. I'll tell you what's important. They sleep every day consistently. They go to bed the same time. They wake up the same time, right? That's something that we don't do. They eat. And when they eat the same shit every day at the same time. When they train every day at the same time. That consistency, eat, sleep, train, is why these individuals don't need the 1 gram of protein per body pound, the pre-workout, the post-workout shit, the macros, the vegetables. How is it that these guys look like amateur bodybuilders with the minimal amount of food? And you understand this. These guys are training, growing muscle, right? But they're in a deficit. Because most guys, if they don't have money in their commissary, they can't afford to have the extra food. So these guys are actually growing muscle, losing fat on a freaking deficit. How? We're going to save that and get into like that technical part of why prisoners can gain muscle with the same amount of calories every single day. We'll get into that. And partly it has a lot to do with the fact that these guys they come in with a high amount of fat. Maybe they're at 25% body fat, 20% body fat. And throughout the course of time with them training, they're using their belly fat as energy. Their muscles are actually breaking down the belly fat around their back, legs, wherever it is. And they're using that as energy. So my point is this: don't get so used to or don't get so hyped up into thinking that you need high levels of protein. Your macros have to be in order. You need broccoli and asparagus and blueberries and all that stuff. You don't need that. What you need is to grow. You need to train, sleep, and eat what you can. Train, sleep, and eat what you can. If you want to lose weight, then eat less than what you're eating. Train, eat, and eat less than what you're eating. You want to gain a little muscle, then eat a little bit more. But remember this, guys. If you're already 20% fat, right? 20% body fat, 25% body fat, and you can't see your abs, you are already in a bulk phase. So instead of adjusting your diet, continue eating what you're eating. Just train. Train hard. Sleep. Make sleep and training your priority. And again, we're not trying to I'm not talking, this is by no stretch of the imagination, before you guys start roasting me in the comments, this is not for the professional bodybuilder. I'm just saying this is for the average person, the average guy, you and me. We want to look good. We want to look good in shirts. Take off our shirt. We got a little abs going on. Nothing crazy, but you can see the abs, right? You can see the shoulder separation from our biceps. Our triceps look good. Little chest going on. We want to look good in the suit. That's what we're looking for. We're not training to look like the professional bodybuilder, because those guys need gear. And again, for those who don't know what gear is, that's steroids. To get like that, you can't be that way without gear. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. And those of you who do look like that, then you are blessed with phenomenal genetics, but you are the exception to the rule. Most of us don't have that. Especially men my age. If you're in the late 40s, early 50s, I'm going on 51 years old. Okay? If you're not blessed with decent genetics, or if you have a belly and you're overweight, listen, man, just train. Build muscle. That is all. Don't worry about what you're eating, man. You're not trying to step on stage, man. You're just trying to look good. You're trying to look fuckable. I did a video about that. Are you fuckable? That's all you're trying to be, man. Because at the end of the day, a woman can care less if you have a six-pack or not. Honestly, a woman. I'm not talking about a young girl. I'm talking about a woman. A woman can care less what you look like. As long as you are making her feel comfortable, safe, financially secure, you got your shit together. That's all they care about. Ask women if they would take a man with a little bit of a belly, the dad bod, right? But he's a high earner, versus somebody who looks fantastic but he ain't making no money. You tell me who's he gonna choose? Who would she choose? She's going after the dude with the little belly, but he's a high earner. All right, so we can get into all that stuff later. All I'm saying is, guys, stop making it, or stop paying attention to these channels that try to dive so deep into the body and the fitness and nutrition and all that stuff. It's all cap, as they say. It's nonsense. I'm telling you, it is nonsense. You want to lose weight? Stop eating. If I put you on a freaking remote island somewhere for 30 days, I guarantee you'll lose 60 pounds. You'll probably die too. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, we ain't roasting nobody today, but I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. With that being said, man, I'll see you on the next one. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate these new followers, man. Let's keep it going, baby. All right? Be easy.